Okay, I'm outside first thing in the morning, and I got freshly dumped horse manure that needs to be broken down and turned into good rich compost. So I have a way of doing it that speeds up the process and eliminates seed growth when you plant them, get weeds and everything like that. That compost pile like that will decompose over a year plus time into black rich soil, but not enough to kill the seeds. So if you want to speed up the process and have that turn into good rich soil, composted soil, in 3 months, maybe 4 months, this is how it's done. You want to take an old tarp, okay, I could also build that pile up higher with the tractor, but I have more loads coming in, and at that time I'll keep building up the pile and putting the tarp on. But that tarp will hold in the heat and the moisture and build up the heat more. Now it's important that when you have fresh manure that it's wet, so you can wet it with the hose to make sure it's wet. That's without it being wet, it's not going to break down as quick. However, it was soaking wet yesterday because of all the rain. It's still soaking wet, so I'm just covering it up. But if not, take out your garden hose and wet it down good. Take anything heavy. It could be a ladder, it could be sheet metal, it could be a pallet, whatever you have. Plywood, 2x4. Okay, place it on the pile like that. The only thing that's doing, it's weighting down the pile. Now I'm going to go over there and get a ladder, a heavy ladder, and put that on top, so the sheet metal don't blow off and the tarp don't blow off. If you just had the tarp would blow off all the time. You could put bricks around it and that will do, but that also keeps the sun from baking the tarp. So now if I put a ladder on top, it's going to hold that down. You could also put a spike in the ground on this side and that side and run string around it, and that will hold it down. But I keep a scrap metal pile. So I got scrap metal, I got old ladders and stuff like that, because I'm always doing projects, and I look through my scrap pile to see what I could improvise with. So let me go get it. Okay, I got a ladder. I could also use some of those log chips that I cut for Hugel culture, but I'm trying to use stuff that you may have laying around. Okay, I'm gonna want to remove this rope. So after I place it, I'll get a knife and cut it and remove it. Okay, once again, I tried to secure it real good. I'm in Florida. I'm down by the ocean. We get a lot of wind gusting through here. We also get some heavy tropical storms, and we get some hurricanes. If a hurricane comes, I'll go ahead and put some anchors in the ground and tie it down so all that don't blow up like the sheet metal and go flying. But for right now, that should do it. If I have any kind of a problem, I'll put an anchor in an anchor and secure it. So anyway, there you go. This is part 2 of how to turn fresh horse manure into good, rich, dark compost to be used around the yard for your plants, for your trees, for your garden, whatever have it. It's just good, organic compost, and the plants love it. I mean, they really love it. If you look and see all the videos that I posted, you'll know that they love it. So anyway, that's all I can tell you on that. That's the process that I utilize. And if that was old manure, which I'm going to get some more, and I'm going to I keep the fresh manure over here, tractor wide, 80 foot long, and I just keep piling it up and I cover it. Older manure I put over here, and what you have to do with that is you take some of the fresh and you put it in the middle of it, and then put old manure on it and then cover it, because the fresh manure will reheat up the old manure pile and have the same effect. An old manure pile won't heat up enough to bake the seeds, even if it's been sitting a year, because there's going to be airborne seeds in there, plus the seeds that came out of the back end of the horse or cow or whatever. So to speed up that heat process, or just to get it to heat up, you lay down your old manure, get some fresh manure, lay it on top of it, just about 2 feet layer, and then go ahead and put a tarp over it. Or I should say, then go ahead and put another layer of the old manure on top of that, even thicker, and the heat is going to build up in there, and you could lay it too. Old, new, and then old on top. Always keep the old on top. It'll bake down in there. And that's the method that you'll see me utilizing sometime this week or next week when I bring in the old manure. Right now, since my garden has been stripped and prepped for September, I'm trying to go ahead and turn things into compost and go ahead and make trips to go get horse manure and sheep manure and anything else I can find to create another huge pile of manures that will be working for me sitting here once I start working on the garden again. Plus, I have over 30 banana plants that I want to plant, and once I dig out the holes and put the wood in there for hugelculture banana plants, I put manure there. Cannot use the new manure, and I got to plant these like this month, so I'm going to bring back some piles of old manure, and that solves that problem. It's already aged about a year or two. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. So anyway, I'm posting on YouTube. I got a channel. If you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe, you'll get to see other videos. that I put up. All videos are just on the fly. I don't script anything. It's just my daily process of what I do around here to my garden, my hugelkultur beds, my permaculture, everything on the property, and hopefully there's something you will learn or utilize. You don't have to do things in a big way like this. You could go to a horse ranch and just get 2 5-gallon buckets and dump it. And then you'll have 2 5-gallon buckets of manure. Like if you went to Home Depot, it's going to cost you $10 or $12 a bag. Well, that was free. So you could do it in a smaller way. You don't have to do it in a big way like this. So everything that I post in a big way, you could always just do it in a small way. Sort of like a baker. A baker can make 1 pie or make enough to make 100 pies for the day or 100 donuts for the day. Same thing, just reduce your ingredients. Same process, works the same way. Talk to y'all soon.